In the last couple of videos, we've been talking about event handlers in React. I think overall, event handlers are not the worst thing in the world. All we have to do is find some element that we want to watch for some event. We add a prop to it of onChange or whatever event we want to watch for, be it change or a click or a submit, whatever it is. We'll pass that prop a callback, and then that callback will be invoked anytime that event occurs. And as we just saw in the last video, we can shorten the syntax by passing an arrow function directly to the prop itself. Now in this section, we're going to continue down this path of event handlers, and we're going to look at, unfortunately, a kind of little bit more challenging subject around event handlers. So let me give you a quick overview on what's going to go on here. At present, inside of our search bar component, we have created what is called an uncontrolled form element. In particular, this input right here, this text input, is an uncontrolled form element. Now, in general, you and I, as React developers, prefer to work with controlled components. We have this, we want this. So in this video, we're going to refactor our search bar from an uncontrolled element to a controlled element. When we do this refactor, it's not going to make a lot of sense, and I'm not even going to tell you straight out, what the difference is between the two. We're going to do the refactor. We're going to observe that the component is basically the same it was before, and then I'm going to tell you exactly what the difference is between these two and why we prefer controlled. Okay? So let's get to it. All right, I'm going to flip back over to my search bar. I'm going to find the onInputChange event handler, and I'm going to delete it completely. Then at the very top of my class, I'm going to initialize a state object. So I'm going to say state is an object that has a single property that we will refer to as term. And this is going to be defaulted to be an empty string. And then down inside of onChange right here, I'm going to find where we were passing in onInputChange, and I'm going to replace it with an arrow function, just like we saw a moment ago. I'm going to refer to the argument simply as e, just an abbreviation of event. And then inside of here, I'll say this.setState term is going to be e.target.value. Okay, so look at what we're doing here. We are initializing our state. It has a single property called term that starts off as an empty string. And then every single time a user types inside that input, we are going to update our state. Or more precisely, we're going to update that term property with whatever the current value out of the input is. And now here's the last step. Also on the input, I'm going to say a new prop called value will be equal to this.state.term. And now I'm going to save this file. It's going to reformat the input so you can see it all like so. All right, so let's save this. And again, not going to say anything about what's going on here just yet. We're going to flip over to the browser, and we're going to see that, yes, in fact, our component still works the same way it did before. All right, so back over here, I'll refresh the page, and now I can type in here, and it's still working. I can still type in here. I see text appear. So what is the point of all this stuff that we just added? Why are we using state? Why are we updating state whenever we change the input? And why are we passing something called value back into the input? These are all fantastic questions. Let's take a pause right here. When we come back to the next section, we're going to discuss exactly what the difference between uncontrolled and controlled is. So quick pause, and I'll see you in just a minute.